Hi everybody, and welcome back to Nellie and Ruth Designs. I'm sure you saw on my Instagram post or over on my Facebook my week number 4 altered. Oh, I feel like I had a sneeze. Excuse me, but I don't. But maybe I do. I'll try to hold it in. My altered index card, and the challenge is put on by Scrimpingmommy, Amanda. And this is week 4. So this is I think it's quite lovely. And I want to explain why I picked this. Now, each week, Amanda picks a word for us to make a altered index card. And the first week, let's see how good my memory is, woman. And then what was last week? Oh my goodness. This week is sunshine. So we had, I'm trying to think last week was circles. This week is sunshine. So I have some little words clipped out. I ran them off and created these little words myself. So I'm going to set those aside. And I have a round circle here, which I really seem to be into lately. And I have my photos here. I ran these off on the computer. These are prints. And I'm going to get started if you don't mind. So first of all, I want to thank all my new subscribers for joining in. I want to thank all of the people that have been with me for a while for your return viewing and comments. I really appreciate it. And if this is the first video you've seen that I've done, I'd like to invite you to go back, watch some others that I've created, and become a subscriber and just follow along and have some fun. No pressure to subscribe, that's for sure. So as you can see, I have, I'm going to do a little cutting first before I get to the meat and potatoes of this altered index card. So I wasn't going to say anything, but this is my second go. I created a altered index card. Same thing. This is just a reproduction, basically. Sunflower is a little bit different. And when I got all done filming and I had downloaded it off of my phone onto my computer, and then I was uploading it onto my Premiere, I realized I made a terrible mistake. And I was like, you've got to be kidding. I'm not going to say what the mistake was, but it wouldn't have been good. So here I am reprinting things and doing it a second time, little modification. But that's okay. That's life, right? So this time I want to make sure that this is going to, I may want to trim these out a little bit more. So my backdrop, every now and then I will do a, we're all being affected by this terrible, terrible Ukrainian invasion, a war. And every now and then I will go and do something special for myself to deal with it. And I also just want to make sure that I don't know if I have any people that are Ukrainian that follow my channel, but I want them to know that my heart goes out to them, whatever their country they're living in. They may not be living in Ukraine. And anyone that is close to the border that may be living in fear of their country being invaded. At this point, I think anything is possible. It's not off the table. I know my daughter-in-law is from Romania, so she's quite close to the Ukrainian border. And her and my son are they're planning on going to Romania for 2 months this summer. And I don't know, I'm a little nervous about it. We just asked them the other day if they still planned on going, and yes. And of course, we asked what their escape route would be, their plan if something were to happen. So we had that conversation at the dinner table the other night. Not one I really wanted to have. And then when we were down in Key West this past September, or last September, we met a beautiful family. They live right now about 3 hours away from us, but they're originally from Ukraine, and very, very, very sweet, wonderful people. And I just feel so bad for them. So I wanted to do something this is a special little message for anyone from Ukraine. And this here is a picture of a home that obviously has been bombed. And I want to cut this. I'm going to cut. I want to cut this house out here. I want to take this tree out. And we're going to cut this down a little bit. I think my nose is running because all of a sudden, today was a very, very windy day here. And of course, I should say by this video, by the time you see it, I'll say yesterday was a very, 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 very windy day. And I think it kicked some stuff up for my allergies to start acting up. And I feel like I have a little headache coming on, and that very well could be my allergies. All right, so I really kind of wanted to see, I think I will, kind of wanted to see Kyiv here. But there's Lviv. I could take a little bit off of this because this is going to cover up the Lviv. So I think what I have to do, I want to move this over just a tad like this because I really want Kyiv to show. And this here, I am going to this one is going to be totally different than the other one. I have a feeling just by the layout of this. So I could take some of that off. I don't think it would make a difference. You can still see that it's yeah, I'll take a little bit of that off. You can still see that it's has been bombed out. And so we are going to go here to just past this. I'm just going to start at this window here. Yeah, I think that will be good like that. I just want to take a little bit off of there. So I'm going to be putting this here. I can still see Kiev. That's what I want to see. And I'm using my tape roller because recently, when I'm using my glue stick, I don't know. I think there's something wrong with the glue stick because it's drying up and it just I'm going to have to cut a little bit more of this off. So I will just overlap this just a little tiny bit. And I'll trim around this. I'm just taking some of this glue off so it doesn't, my scissors don't get all gummed up. But the glue stick is making everything, I don't know, it's either drying out, it's acting really weird, and I don't like the way my items look afterwards. They get a little crinkly. All right, so we've got that going on there. And then this I want to put here. This I will trim off afterwards. So I think I'm still going to, let's see here. I'm going to make these into some petals here so it doesn't have that rough edge around it. Let's see, go here. All right, that's better. This I don't mind if that flat is up at the top there. I just didn't want that flat going all the way across the bottom. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, I want to think about this because I don't want to mess this up again. Okay, I'm going to glue this sunflower down. And I want to, I'm only going to glue, I'm going to be doing some sewing. So I have to think, I don't want to have my glue out on the side here because I don't want my needle to get all, again, gummed up and gluey. So I'm just going to glue this down like this. All right. And then I can always come back afterwards and glue these down. But for now, I want to do a little bit of slow stitching. So I have my thread here that I'm going to use because I want to create a sunshine of a sun type burst with this. So the first thing I want to show you what I did is to make, because this is quite thick, these layers. So a good thing for you to do is to go ahead and punch your holes ahead of time where you want to put your threads. So I will start up here. And this is where I'm going to be putting my yellow thread. So I'm just going to poke holes through here where I want my threads to go. And this will make the sewing so much easier. And I'm using a hat pin just because I can get a better grip on this, and I can use this on the palm of my hand to help push it through. Just make sure you don't poke yourself. There, I think that'll be good. So you can see on the back here all of the dots that you would be sewing through. So I have my thread knotted. So I will start this here. Start it right here at this end. Okay, and then I will just, as I come down and around, I'll give that a little slack and I will tie that in. And it's easier just to flip your card and pick that up. And I just want to catch this in here. So you can see if you were to try to sew this without the holes in it first, I think it would be difficult. And you may even like bend your paper. And this just makes it much easier to you have to excuse, I didn't realize I had my phone in here. That noise, I don't know what's up with it. It's when somebody gets around my car or somebody goes in my car, it makes that noise, which is great. I mean, it's nice when let's go to this one. When one of my boys takes my car to work, I can tell when they're coming home, either for, my one son comes home for lunch, so I know when he's left, and I can kind of wrap up what I'm doing here because I do like to have lunch with him. I should put this on mute. My luck, it'll ring. All right, that's on mute. And I may add a little bit more to this. This is a bigger, this here is a little bit bigger hold on here, I gotta look at my, so if that one, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that'll go in there. There we go. It's a little bit larger flower than the other one I had worked with. So looks like I may need to get some more thread as well. Which I will. So let me take a little pause here, and I will add some thread to this, and we'll come back in and pick up where I left off. All right. All right. I made some more holes, and I got my second piece of thread going here. So I'm just going to fill in here. And I've done it where I want to just attach them to some of the ones that are already here to give it a little more dimension. See if I can do that. Let's see what I do with this one. Well, yeah, that's much better. And I think you'll find that to start sewing on your paper or photos, if you haven't seen my video showing Jane, Chip, and Jack, Jane, Chip, and Jack, I think it's Rabby, their book for their art challenge is called Artful Memories. It's Artful Memories. I did a YouTube video showing the book, and it is such an awesome book. And it's all about collaging. And there's all different techniques and do's and don't do's, and I highly recommend it. And I think once you start sewing on your pieces, you're really going to fall in love. It's just going to open up a whole new door for you. And it's just very relaxing. And it's something nice if you're one like me I like to watch some shows when I craft, or I'll watch other YouTubers, crafting YouTubes. Or sometimes I'll just sit and listen to the Robertsons, Phil and Al, and I'll do a podcast Bible study. but I listen to them on YouTube so I can see their faces as well. This is something that you can do while you're doing everything I just mentioned. And I can only imagine doing this if you're listening to a Bible study, or because you really don't have to, you can take your mind someplace else. So I like that. I think that is perfect just the way it is. So we're going to end this here. You can do as much stitching as you want on your art, your piece of paper. The other thing you can do is you can find some really cool postcards to do this with as well. So, all right, so far we have this gal here, this bombed out building. I'm assuming maybe it's her home. We have Kiev, we have Russia up here. We have this beautiful, I wanted to keep the background as muted and dusty, and it doesn't show much hope here. But the other thing I have the piece of the Ukrainian flag, which I cut into a circle, and I'm going to glue this on here. And then I'll trim the side there, because I want the Ukrainian flag in here. It's very, very important. So we are going to put the flag right here. And we will trim this off. There we got that there. Okay. I have my words, and this is where the sunshine takes place. So sometimes you don't even have to be in a war-torn country to realize that, oops, come on, all you need is a little bit of sunshine to carry you through the day. So my saying for this is, let me trim this a little bit more. When there's sunshine, there's hope. And isn't that true? When there's sunshine, there's hope. There you go. So that is going to be put on the side, and that's where my sunshine comes into play for this altered index card. And I know a lot of people that when they're down or not feeling well, it can, a gloomy day, a war-torn country, depression. I'm sure that these poor folks in Ukraine, as strong as they are and as hard as they're fighting, I'm sure many are going through a lot of depression right now. And sometimes you just need a bit of sunshine. And sunshine doesn't always come from that great big, excuse me, yellow orb in the sky. I think a lot of sunshine comes from your heart. And if you can find it in your heart in times like these, even if you're a bystander, you're not going through it. If you can spread a little bit of sunshine into someone's life, you can give them hope. And hope will carry you a long ways in this world. There's so much going on right now that you have to have hope, and you have to have those rays of sunshine. There. All right, now I'm just going to outline. I'm going to outline these letters to make them, because this is very important. When there's sunshine, there's hope. And I know that the people of Ukraine, the sun will shine down upon them again. I'm sure even through their darkest days right now, that amongst the rubble and the ruins, that when the sun does come out, they have to feel hope. They have to feel, you know, I think President Zelensky is their sunshine. He is the one that is carrying them through, giving them hope, encouraging them. So sunshine comes in all forms. But again, I think it's nice to have the physical sunshine, but the mental sunshine, I think, is so much more important. So there is my week 4 sunshine of the altered index card challenge, and I just love it. I just absolutely, I just think it's such an important message to our friends in the Ukraine. So that is going to go. I put this in my, I have my book. I'm going to put this in my, this is where I'm keeping all of my postcards from the challenge. And this was week 3, and I'm going to put week 4. I already have my little tabs set in here. And that will go right in here like that. And I already have it stamped. I've been stamping the dates as to when I complete these. So that, I really like that. So say a prayer, everyone, for the people of Ukraine, and send them a little sunshine however you can. And that is your assignment from me for the next weeks, months, years. So thanks everybody for joining in. I really had a good time creating this for you, and I'll see you in my next video. Alrighty, bye-bye.